Now, Barrister, let me start with you. Barrister, kidnapping spree. Nasarawa, KB, Kwara, Kano. Barrister, has Nigeria become a nation under siege?
It is not today now. You see, if we have started early to curb this thing, it wouldn't have degenerated to this level. In fact, it pains me so much that every morning in Nigeria today, since 2009, we must discuss insecurity in Nigeria. And yet we have a government. You can see how even the government is making a joke of the whole thing. To tell you that they are not ready to end this thing. They are not ready. Because you and I, we are kept quiet. We are kept quiet. We just talk. Today, they will do, after discussing today, tomorrow, the worst one will happen. They will still talk. Government have not told us what they have done with these people. This is no longer a joke. All of us should cry out and ask government questions. Because they promised to secure life and property. Now they are doing business with those who are disturbing us. Imagine the spokesman of Tinubu telling us that they have their contact. They called them and they released the girls. Can you just imagine? You release somebody today. The following day, another group went and kidnapped another set of human beings. And you are telling me that something is not going on here. Look, this thing will get to a head, though. You know, this government, when we talk to them, they don't listen. They don't listen until something happens.
Barrister, you say they don't listen.
They don't. They don't. They would have done something. They don't.
Okay. Now, you said that if we had caught this thing in the beginning, it wouldn't have.
I'm telling you, yes.
Barrister, is it too late to act?
In fact, the way I see this thing is becoming too late. Do you know why? Listen very well.
Okay.
Bandits that came from nowhere came into Nigeria, took parts of Nigeria like Plateau and Benue, sacked the entire village, took over their village, renamed it, and then took over their homes, and then sent these people in IDP camp. And the government have not even thought that they are not even looking in that direction. How can't you say that they have settled here with us?
Okay.
The same thing in Taraba is going on. They are not even bothered because government have seen it as a normal thing. And now they have now taken over some parts of Kwara and now encroaching Ekiti. So what makes you think that these people are afraid?
No, it's Ekiti local government in Kwara. It's Ekiti local government.
What's the difference here? What's the difference? What's the difference? And now they are issuing threats, telling us that they will kidnap governors, kidnap the president, kidnap anybody they want.
Okay, all right. Barrister, if you say that the government is not doing something, we hear the president say, look, Minister of State for Defense, relocate to KB State. And he did. And when he got to KB, those girls were released.
Leave that thing.
Now, another one has happened in Kwara. So the man will leave his office in Abuja
will relocate
and now go back to Kwara.
Yes.
And is he going to, who will go to Kano? Maybe National Security Advisor.
Exactly.
Or who will go to Borno?
At a point, the president will now relocate to somewhere else. You can see how they have kept this government busy. What we discuss now, Mr. Okoro, is what? Kidnapping. No more governance. No more governance. I thought they say when they take away Nnamdi Kanu, there will be peace in Nigeria. What is going on now?
No, Barrister, who said that? Who said that?
Those who said that Nnamdi Kanu is the one behind all the insecurity.
In
or
Nigeria,
you didn't hear that? You asked me who said that?
In Nigeria or in the south?
In Nigeria, please don't walk me up this morning. You didn't hear when they were saying it that Nnamdi Kanu and IPOP is the reason for insecurity. You didn't hear that, Abi? You didn't hear that. Look at what the people are doing. And government is even saying they contacted them. Mr. Okoro, the federal government of Nigeria officials told you that they contacted bandits and the girls were released. Can you just imagine?
Barrister, we have a National Security Act. In that act, are we supposed to be negotiating with bandits?
That is what you should ask the government. That is what you should ask them.
Because it looks like that is what is happening.
That is it. They told you that they have the capacity to secure everybody. And when they said that, you go to bank with it, Abi. Go to bank with such a check, it will bounce.
Now, Barrister, what does that portend with the recent statement made by Benjamin Kalu? You know, that government officials who in one way or another negotiate with bandits or even pay them ransom should, you know, go in for the stiffer penalty.
Leave that man. He just want to talk. Leave him alone.
Nobody say he just wants to talk, because we have seen also the government of Nigeria.
The federal government is paying.
Barrister, the federal government of Nigeria have come up to say, don't pay ransom to bandits. It is there. It was. In fact, it's even a law now in Nigeria that when you pay ransom to bandits, you will go in for raids because it's against the ethics of this nation. Now, how then are we going to find a way to end this whole
when
issue?
When somebody is telling you know why I like these bandits? They no fear. They no send you. Listen, this letter release. Listen to the discussion that went on. They were interviewing the girls. Bandits, so they said, "Did we hurt you?" One of the girls said no. Were you maltreated? He said no. Did you molest? You said no. Don't worry. We are going to take you back safely because we have made a deal with the government. Please, is that not what we had? Is that not what was said? So, what deal did they make with government? The lie is so much that you don't know whom to believe, especially the federal government of Nigeria. You want to take away girls who are in a lion den, and the lion did not react. He said, "Yeah, take your people back. Don't worry. We don't need them again. Go. And you want me to believe that? Tomorrow they say, there is nothing government does that you agree. You always are against government. What have they done right that I did not acknowledge? Mention one thing. That today now nobody is safe in Nigeria. Nobody is safe.
Barrister, let's get the reaction of Engineer Fimba Ajegu, who is Chairman Safety Engineers, Kano State, and also member Nigeria Society of Engineers. He's here in the capacity of a public affairs commentator. Engineer Fimba, good morning to you once again. Now, the latest abduction and release of victims, where the media aide to the president said DSS contacted the abductors and they reached a deal, and the girls were released. And he also, when he was asked by a presenter on the program, the host of the show, why weren't there arrests, he said, look, they came for peaceful negotiation. There was no need. But then we saw right after the release of the Eruku church members, after peaceful negotiation, we saw abduction of church members, people from another community, residents of another community close to Eruku. What do you think is going on? And what do you think will be the perception of the international community when they see these things happen?
For a very single term, this is a clear disappointment to the federal government of Nigeria under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It shows that there is gross incompetence in terms of security. From the bottom top to the top, they are all grossly incompetent. And I think we must call a spade a spade. If the president cannot secure the vulnerable and less privileged, especially the children, particularly, don't talk of the women and men, the children, I think Mr. President should be held accountable for every life that is lost. And he should face it squarely, that he's grossly incompetent. And that is the first priority which he has to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to the citizens. If he cannot secure the lives, I think he should honorably resign. And let's have another opportunity and someone who will lead this country and ensure that every life in this country matters.
Now,
especially the most vulnerable.
Talking about that resignation of the president, it was the same clamor in 2014 when Jonathan was in power, and then we had the kidnap of the Chibok girls. People called for his resignation if he could not handle the issue. And then he left office. He left office, either through resignation or whatever means. He was voted out of office. And another person who Nigerians believed was a retired, a general, one that might be able to solve the problem, came into power, and we didn't see kidnappings and insecurity ease out. It continued, and now we are calling for the resignation of the president again. Do you think that's the answer? Do you think some people somewhere, there's a political angle to all of what is going on. Don't you think so? And do you really think a resignation of the president is the answer? If he resigns, who then steps in? Who do you think will be able to take it up? The vice?
We continue to ascribe political donations to every single thing that even the lives
Are there no political intonations?
Even the lives of the most vulnerable, the Nigerian children, the futures of tomorrow, and we just ascribe it to just as usual. We continue to do that and do that. I think, sincerely, if the House of Assembly members, the senators have become an accomplice in this entire charade, it is very unfortunate because they will see worse that is coming. I think many more people are looking at this, and those who don't have jobs are going to be keen into this, and a lot more will be happening, and a lot of criminality, a lot more kidnapping, and in fact, worst cases are going to be coming because no man will continue to be safe. If they allow this and not nip it in the bud as soon as possible, I think the rules of engagement of Nigerian Army has been faulted, and the best of our armed forces will be turning their backs on serving this great country, and the criminals will be taking arms, and then the roads and the streets of our country will become a terrible place.
Some were of the opinion that the government is overwhelmed. Some also were of the opinion that our security personnel are also overstretched, that they are overwhelmed too, and that we have the Nigerian Navy going in for training so that they'll be able to take over or take part in the, will I say, the land war against the insecurity happening in Nigeria, more like having a marine, even one who know have the amphibious squad and team and all that. Some Nigerians are also asking, if Nigerian government in one way or another happens to be overwhelmed, then why don't we seek for help? But we have not really done that to see that playing out. What do you have to say to that? And do you think that with where we're going in this trajectory, the movement of the CDS, yes, from where he's supposed to be in Abuja to KB, and all the directives that the presidents have been given, the peace and misery, the way that people have to go, do you think that we'll have to, we'll see insecurity end anytime soon in Nigeria? The kidnapping, the wanton killing, and all that.
Government has designated Nigeria a country of particular concern. That few words is of great consequence. A country of particular concern, and we have deployed our NSA and some other selected persons to go and have a discussion with the Department of War in America. And discussions will come back such that America will also look for benefits. Because if you're calling anyone to come and help you, they certainly have to have something to gain. They are not going to come to help you with all their resources, with risking all their personnel and risking all their operational apparatus. And then they give you help and then they back out. No, we all should be prepared for what comes along with it. There's a lot more that comes along with it in the MOUs which they'll be signing. We should be ready for whatever they have put forward in the bargain. I think our best bet is let them come in because they are the best persons that can give us help.
All right. When you say they are the best that can give us help, some have also asked the question, like, why should we even wait until when foreign bodies will come in to help? What happened to, must we go to US? What happened to ECOWAS? What happened to AU? Remember that Nigeria does send out troops for peacekeeping. We do send troops to make sure that other African nations are the way they should be. So why is it that we're not getting such help from the blocs that we belong to, the ECOWAS and even the AU? What is really happening?
I think particularly, when you're within a circle of events, of things happening, and they are not very sweet or bitter, you will be compelled at that level to act at that level. I think ECOWAS and the EU also have their own priorities. And if Nigeria has to get along with them to a request for help, there are also terms which ECOWAS and EU have to furnish. They furnish Nigeria and then ensure that Nigeria meets up those requests. And however, if Nigeria will not meet up those requests, ECOWAS and EU will not deploy the various countries who form EU and ECOWAS. They will not easily deploy their machineries or their operational apparatus to come and see help. And even at another level where they come in, they don't have all the wherewithal. They may not have all the equipment to deploy for digital security or to deploy high-tech equipment to see that they find these criminals. Because as you have equally mentioned here earlier on, that these persons are well connected. these criminals who perpetrate all kinds of crime, kidnapping and whatnot, and killing innocent and persons vulnerable, they also have connections because they have people sponsoring them. So EU and ECOWAS, they have information which probably might be limited, unlike the American government, which have a lot more information because they deploy directly from the satellite and they know everything that is going on by the minute and by the second. So I think the best persons for a kind of a crisis situation is the American government.
When you say they don't have, or when you say we don't have a strong technology for us to track them down, let's bring it to Nigeria here. People who were accused of sponsoring the hashtag End Bad Governance protest were able, the Nigerian government tracked them. Account numbers were frozen. A man who was making a video about the incessant killing and all that, his account, I'm talking about social media account, was suspended, and most of the videos deleted and all that. DSS has also been open and vocal to tell Nigerians they shouldn't do something. So why is it difficult that these men who go on maybe sometimes TikTok live, post videos on social media, display one or two they must have benefited? Why is it difficult for us to track them? And they're making all these videos on the soil of Nigeria. Is it that we don't have the technology, or are we seeing some persons more like becoming a bit complacent at this point?
Sincerely, like you lastly said, there is complicit. There are people who are very complicit in ensuring that the end results are achieved. What I mean by the end results, I mean behind all these preliminaries, which you just mentioned, there are people who are far beyond. Maybe some even aspects of business companies or institutions in various countries might be having some interest with activities that are going on in this kidnapping. Because certainly, kidnapping is just not regional or individual or a family matter that you can just wish away. There are persons of this kind of kidnapping activities happening in our country. There are other bigger institutions, perhaps, or countries who are probably involved to seeing that there is crisis at various areas of our country or states within Nigeria, such that they can continue to benefit. Or perhaps it could even be possible that the armed forces somehow there are various departments or sections of the armed forces whom are benefiting from budgets that are deployed in arms, and then they want these kind of activities to continue. So, but people like America, when they come in, they will have to clean up the entire mess, clean it all up, and call it spade, and whoever is found wanting is certainly going to be brought to the book, and they will put a stop. But however they put a stop, they also have to protect their own interests. That is the ultimate they will have to do. So you should know that these preliminaries, certainly at this stage, there are persons who are managing it, getting the contact. They have the contact of the kidnappers. They call them, and they do all the other little softer deals. But beyond that, there are a lot more to it.
All right, thank you so much, Engineer Fimba, for your submission. Now, Barrister Darlington, it's more like you have a reaction to what he said. And before you get there, I would like to ask this question. Do we have the political will to do this? Do we have the political will to end insecurity? Do we have what it takes to stop this? Remember, some time ago, we have a name being made available by another country entirely, sending the names of people who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria to the government. And we did not hear anything again about that up until today. Even most recently, we saw an international organization coming into Nigeria to pick few individuals who, according to them, are on the watch list. But in Nigeria, we are yet to end the issue of insecurity, even when, through Nigeria, two notorious bandits or terrorist gang members were arrested. And yet we cannot pick, the likes of Toro Jubelu and all that. But we're able to hand over the world seek their bandits to them.
What I'm saying now is that this is the time for Nigerians. I mean Nigerians, APC, ADC, Labour Party, PDP, Nigerians, irrespective of your political leanings, this is the time to come out and challenge the government on this insecurity. Call them out. You swore to protect us. Why are you now dining and whining with our persecutors? Why are you dining and whining with it? This is a question Nigeria should be asking the federal government of Nigeria. Without any sentiment. That's the only time this government will wake up. Seriously. We must all rise up and challenge the government on this particular issue because it's getting out of hand. Tomorrow it may be your turn. You may not know. You may not know. You are not saying it is not Kwara, this place and that. No, they are coming. The plan is to come over here.
Barrister, let's look for ways to solve this problem. The new PDP chairman, the factional chairman, Turaki, said, look, Mr. Trump, we need help. You need to come and save us in Nigeria. Apart from Christian genocide, our democracy is also undergoing savage assault. Barrister, do you agree with him? Do you share his views?
Of course, because the latest news now is that they told the market women, all your polling units should be in the market. All your vote to take it to the nearest market near you. That's where your polling unit is now. And INEC said that they are investigating it. That is the letter all over Nigeria.
Come again. Who told who?
I said this morning. I listened. What I told
who told who?
I said this morning. A radio station I said it, and the women cried out. There was a voice note.
Calm down.
You have started
who
now.
Who told the market women?
Get information.
Who told the market?
Calm down. To give the information.
Listen. A radio station brought a voice note where the market women were crying out that this is what they have told them to do. They said the Oniru market in Aja is one of the points. That they told them that their voting unit now should be the marketplace. All the market women, I didn't say Nigerians, all the market women, so that they can be able to control them there.
Barrister, my question is, who told the market women?
What are you talking about? Who told them? The market women, that's what they told them. Then it is not for you now as a journalist, go and find out. You are telling me who told you. The person that said you, will you come out and say it? Look at how you're asking me question. Somebody came out
Barrister,
and said
you have not confirmed, and you are putting out in the public space.
No.
So who told those women?
Go ask the radio
station. You should go and ask the radio station.
No.
If you don't have information, you don't bring it to the public. Who told those women?
The radio station, they should start
Which radio station is that? Which radio station is that?
Nigeria Info. This morning.
Said that who told them?
Who told Nigeria Info. Who told Nigeria Info said it. When you say the democracy, that's why I'm making my reference to. When people are saying democracy is dying in Nigeria, these are pointers. Mr. Okoro, I have told you, you don't wait for nightfall before you pursue the black sheep. Whenever things like this happen, don't take it lightly because this APC, they are capable of anything. That woman wouldn't have been, she was crying while she was saying it. She was crying. And you are telling me they didn't receive such an information. She was crying on radio.
You are missing the point. I didn't say they did not receive the information. My simple question is, who is instructing them to do that?
Another man came out and validated what the woman was saying. It's an APC man that was saying it. How they even terrorized him to go and vote on a particular polling unit. These are issues. But when we say, who is saying all this? Can you come out and say something that did not happen?
Barrister, let's talk about...
we are talking about insecurity.
Let's talk about, yes, insecurity.
That is how we start.
Some Nigerians are saying, look, if this administration cannot solve the problem, the president should go. Is resignation the answer? I'm asking you.
Most times, yes.
In this particular case now, if you look at precedents, do you think resignation of the president
I think so.
is the answer?
I think so, because that's what they told Jonathan. And Jonathan quietly left. Yes.
So who would step in? You think, well, there was an election before he left.
Let somebody come in. Let somebody come in. Or we can even ask the military. Martial law is allowed. Give them a marching order. Or tell the military to come and help us solve this problem. Give them 6 months or 1 year to make sure that these things are cleared out. Then we can return back to democracy. What's wrong with that? Is such a thing not possible? For the military, say, look, as a civilian administration...
About the same military that's been accused of infiltration.
Hold on now. Not all of them now. This time, when you make it official now, it is now left for them to go in-house and clean up themselves and then take it off from there. That this is an order given by the government of
ordinarily in Nigeria. Ordinarily, we've seen officers fall, and we see what happened when officers fall. A general fell. Nothing has happened. Is there something happening on the ground?
Of course.
There's something happening on the ground.
Moses, of course. That is even my worry here. When we say to
people, now I asked that question in the light. Do you think the military is together enough to want to put, a solid front against insecurity?
Because they are not in charge. The military is not in charge here. Mr. Moses, the military are not in charge of this insecurity. Forget it. They are not in charge. They take order from somewhere. Yes. So hand over those people who are sponsoring this terror. Hand over their name to the military and give them a marching order. The Nigerians will now watch out and see what the military will do. Because several times the military have complained that they were not giving the right orders to take action.
Barrister, since you say the military are not in charge, how would the order you're calling on, how would the martial law you're talking about come into fruition when the military are
hold on now. When they are in charge, when you have handed over this insecurity to them completely, nobody will tell them what to do. They now know what to do because that's what they are trained for.
Well, this is your view. This is your view.
It's not my view.
It's your view.
The military,
the one saying it.
The military
it's not the VOP's view.
The military are to secure Nigeria. And
the
now,
borders. They are to secure the borders, the territorial border of Nigeria.
The way it is now, we don't have borders. We don't have borders here. These people come in and go out. They come in and go out. So when you now allow the military, they cannot take charge. Have you not had it severally when the military are complaining that they were not giving the right orders? Please, was I the one that said it? You had even the people in the battleground telling you that they have not been giving the right orders, and that's why they are not acting. So what are you now saying? A general went to hide himself somewhere and was calling on his men to come and rescue him. Who intercepted that call and came for him? Since that man died, did you hear any serious action over his death? I am talking of making sure that, in fact, they will incinerate the whole forest, set the whole forest ablaze, and smoke out these people. Did you hear such a thing? But if this thing cannot happen in a country, I am thinking of, the government will say, what? A brigadier general of the army. I'm telling you by now, no terrorists will be in this country. No terrorists will be in this Nigeria by now. Moses, please answer me.
No,
why are the people in Plateau and Benue still there? At least, like I said before, let us try from the known to unknown. We know that yes, these terrorists they are holding court somewhere in Nigeria. They are just there. They are sitting there. They are taking over a particular part of a state, and they are there, moving around, do whatever they like. Please, are you not supposed to go and destroy them?
Barrister, in conflict, you know that if one flies the white flag, basically in surrender, and then negotiations are held, you don't kill at that point because they are basically surrendering. So when the government says, I'm asking a question here, please, Barrister.
Go ahead.
When the government says kidnappers or bandits or terrorists or whatever you choose to call them were approached and they came for negotiations, that was why we did not arrest them. Does that justify?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Please, it doesn't. Let nobody even talk about this negotiation with criminal. Look, how does this sound? You are talking of terrorists who are killed, men, and destroy lives and property, and you are negotiating with them as the government. It means that you are weak. It means that you are not in government. How do you even discuss this type of thing? Is this the first, second, or third time? At the end of the day, did they repent? Did the negotiation, did they uphold it? How many times did they negotiate with the...
There was a release.
A release what?
Release of those
abductions. But because you get them what they were looking for. So how long will you pay ransom? I just told you what transpired now before they released those girls. So he said they had a deal with the government and therefore they are taking them home safely. What are you telling me?
So you think the deal involves...
Look, they can never release anybody without money being paid. It's not possible. They cannot. Quote me. They cannot. It's just that nobody will come and tell you. Okay, what did other people repeat the same exercise the following day? Hold on. The same vicinity. A region or a community near to where they carried out the first this kidnapping. They went there again and kidnapped some people. Because they must have heard that, yes, money was paid.
We're absolutely out of time.
Eh?
You're speculating. Barrister, because
Is that
government did not say money was paid. So the information we have is that they negotiated. Yes, we were not told if money was
okay.
was
Let
paid.
them negotiate
Because
with
also,
them not to kidnap Nigerians again. Mr. Moses, please, since you are not speaking for the government,
I'm not
if they
speaking
kidnap
for the
again,
Barrister, yes.
I will not believe that there was not. Look, the government is
I
lying.
understand.
Let them negotiate with them not to kidnap Nigerians again.
I understand your emotions.
Nigerians.
I absolutely understand your emotions.
How can you telling me lie at the age?
I am not negotiating or speaking for the government.
You are the
I'm a presenter, and it's my job to put out the facts and to coordinate the show. That's what I'm doing.
You have done well. You have done well. Thank you for very much. You have done well.
All right.